Yeah, hit the button. Yes, I guess there's a couple of things of note, so I might as well get them out of the way first. And then we'll get to other stuff. WarblesOnALot, probably. Anyway, so Vlogerdome, the website. Anyway, episode 2 is now available. Yay! It's probably going to be on Vlogerdome, the YouTube channel also. But anyway, the website's it's coming along. We'll have show information here. None of this shit really works yet, but getting there, right? Yeah, so, but you can play the video. So anyway, yeah, I like it. Not too bad. Satisfactory. What else? So yeah, so we got episode 2 done, and now moving on. We'll need a guest for episode 3. Kind of thinking about Mr. Natural, maybe. But we sort of agree on the subject of education in some respects. So if somebody thinks that teachers are vitally necessary and provide such a vital role in society, and you wish to debate the subject, but you really have to have some knowledge of the subject of what I'm proposing, so you'd have to watch some of the, Buy Some Brains videos. That's the channel, Buy Some Brains. I think that's it. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. So WarblesOnALot. So I'm not going to put this on the Draft Science channel because it's, I've realized there's no point in me doing my Draft Science videos where I'm just doing these videos to these trolls. Okay, I mean, that's all these, the commenters and the video responses so far have just been troll videos. So yeah, I mean, why sully a perfectly good effort to explain a revolution in physics, with a bunch of counter arguments to ad hominem personal attack crap. That's all it's been so far. So anyway, so we will go to this WarblesOnALot video. See, probably do the comments too. So anyway, Hothliday and that crazy Anticontabot both made videos that really deserve responses, and so I guess since no one else is doing it, I'll have to do it. It has to be done. But man, and it's a really nice day. I'd like to do it outside, but I really should play some of their clips, especially the Anticontabot, because you can see the duplicity of his argument. And he's basically saying, don't pass judgment, except the judgments I say are okay to pass. I mean, it's just such a manipulative weasel. Anyway, speaking of manipulative weasels, on to Warbles. We're not going to play much of his video, we'll just jump through it. Just totally just toxic crap. And he's proud of his drinking videos. Yes, you're an alcoholic. How interesting. Yeah. Wow. You can drink beer. So he's insulting. Gary! It drives science. Gary! Well, I never gave you permission to call me Gary, fuckhead. I don't even want to know your goddamn name. I do know it, but I just don't remember it anyway. What the fuck if I'd use it? So look at this. If, and yet again if. Gary is right and proper in all his surmises and conclusions, itself a magnificently unlikely prospects. So yeah, so in the likelihood of these being reasonable counter-arguments are zero. Absolute zero. Yeah. Given the photonic nature of life having been distinctly out of fashion for the past 3,500 years or so. Oh, right, and so there's no conversation about photons that's rational, since then. And I really don't even know if photonic is a that was 3,500 years ago. They were talking about light particles. They were? I don't think so. And in the context of electrons and quantum mechanics? No, I don't think so. Then Gary's statement repeats several times with this video. In effect, his achievement is certainly worthy of a Nobel Prize. I is sufficient to ensure he couldn't ever be considered for such an award. So he's arguing. It's nice that he puts all this text here, but yeah, then why you don't have to play his fucking idiotic moronic videos this way. Alright, so yeah, just more of the same crap about the Nobel Prize rhetoric, you could say, that I was using. I'm just trying to point out that, look, this is rather fucking significant, okay, and it's coming from a very weird place, okay? It seems to me very strange that I spend 4 years off and on fiddling with the idea, you know, just because it gets stuck in my head with the two-slit experiment. So yeah, I just keep rolling it around in my head, and then poof, I pop up with this, oh yeah, well, why don't they just look at it this way? And it all falls into place, okay? Like E actually does equal M, you know, where there's actually an equal sign. And again, this is demonstrated in experiments where, you know, they've done the anti-particle thing, you know, the electron with the anti-particle, you crash them into each other, and what comes out? All energy. No little matter bits, no little machine bits, no other little parts. Every single bit of it's reduced to energy. So maybe that should be a giveaway. But anyway, and this is a profoundly significant statements being made here, in the sense that it means that both relativities, both special and general relativity, are fundamentally wrong. Okay, that it isn't all relative, that the whole idea of relativity is, nah, sorry, it is absolute. And the thing that's changing when matter moves is the matter. The space isn't changing, the matter's changing. Movement creates changes in its atomic metabolism. This is a term that I have now invented, but yes, there's an atomic metabolism, and it is changed by momentum. Anyway, so then other than that, Gary, oh yeah, well, back to this Nobel Prize thing, right? So if I do this is, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm rewriting Feynman, I'm rewriting Einstein. You know, I'm just making the argument that if something isn't going to get you a Nobel Prize in physics, I don't know what the fuck possibly could. Alright, anyway, other than that, Gary is at least 50 years out of date with his perception of aerodynamics, lift being due to generation of relative high and low pressure zones. Well, again, if you think that you know, low and the gradations in pressure zones are not what creates lifted airplanes, then I think you're probably pretty damn stupid. Yeah. That in the end, it's all about pressure and density. So it's about how dense the air is, and the more dense the air, the more vibration in the air, the more energy can be transferred through the air, through pressure. The thinner the air, the less the pressure. Even if it existed, it could matter. I mean, these are all just facts. You want to pretend they're not facts? Fine. I think you're an idiot. You're just demonstrating what an idiot you are. But it's totally irrelevant, right? So I just use this as an example to say that, you know, there's pressure being created by photons. And obviously photonic pressure would be very different than air pressure. And it doesn't change what I'm suggesting is the fact of gravity, how gravity is created. So it doesn't change anything I was talking about whatsoever. I was just using an analogy, and he's saying that the new science says that lift isn't created by gradations in air pressure. Whatever, buddy. As MLVs go into quite polite attack, the most exclusive, I resign myself to this Garyness, being, you know, again, playing with my name. My name is not your property, jackwit. What the fuck is this fucking cunt's name? I'll just play with his name. Douchebag pedophile? Pettyphile? Is that your name? Pettyphile? Yeah. Warbles Pettyphile. Being likely to erupt in howls of declamatory ad hominems. And well, look, you're the one making all these insults, jackass. You're the one revealing your true colors and your, basic nature, which is petty, lying weasel. You're still writing 25% fuel savings on your fucking solar, your 30-watt solar paneled battery charger. yeah. Millions of billions of gallons of gasoline saved because we recharged your battery. It is apparently in his, and all the other car companies are all keeping the technology from you. Say our car companies are in cahoots with the gas companies. Yeah, it's conspiracy. Alright, well, anyway, can't probably reply to anything. Yeah. You can't apparently be fair to anything. That's what you can't do. So anyway, Trace is one of the first commenters. So we know it's just going to be a litany of absolute crap. So anyway, the other issue was you brought the conference reporter thing again. Yeah, that was just a misunderstanding. When somebody references somebody making a comment, I didn't realize you were talking about a comment on a troll video. I don't watch Do in the Morning's video. She's a skanky whore troll. Alright, so yeah, I didn't read the comment section on a skanky whore troll's video. I mean, maybe you should have made that clear that it was a comment on the video, not just say conference report commented on, the subject. So anyway, so that was just a misunderstanding. But again, he had to make that into something it's not. So let's just jump ahead and see what else he says. Give you a taste of it.
Therefore, I expected everybody would understand that I had my tongue firmly in my cheek and I was speaking in jest. So it was kind
whatever. So he's on the Nobel Prize stuff. So when he wrote poetry, he made a joke about the Nobel Prize, but it was in jest. So again, this Nobel Prize, apparently he's making the argument that all you have to do to nominate somebody for a Nobel Prize is to say, I nominate that guy for a Nobel Prize in a video. So I'm going to nominate Old Fan for an old Nobel Prize in literature. How's that? Why not? She's written some good stuff lately. So that's all I have to do? And she's going to get considered? Oh no, I imagine there's some more formal process, isn't there? Oh yeah, I imagine there's a more formal process, and then there's a prohibition against nominating yourself, filing the nomination yourself for a Nobel Prize. So they're making all this stink for apps, and they're not even right. So what's the point of it? And again, if I'm right about this whole physics thing, it wouldn't matter whether I'm the skankiest whore on planet Earth. They'd still have to give you a Nobel Prize because you just rewrote fucking Einstein, Feynman, Bohr. I mean, every name in physics. You just rewrote Hawking's. You rewrote everything they're talking about. I mean, you'd have to give the fucker a Nobel Prize if they just rewrote their shit. I mean, that's not that hard for you to understand, is it? If somebody cures cancer, it ain't gonna matter whether he's fucking goddamn Mussolini. He's still getting a Nobel Prize. Ugh, people are just so obnoxious.
Capacious earth, or full as earth, and thereby protected the nitroglycerin against the shock of normal.
Oh, okay, so then he's going on a whole spiel about Alex Nobel or whatever the fuck his name. Who the like, everybody didn't hear about that in grammar school? Everybody doesn't already know this shit, that, oh, the Nobel Prize is named after a guy who invented dynamite, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we all know that shit. Duh. You patronizing old fucking pedophile. Pedophile.
Police report had made any such statement. Gary, you must...
Pedophile.
You must pay attention to the detail of what I say.
Now, yeah, we didn't say it in detail, jackass. You just said that Fred commented. You didn't say he commented on the video. Get it? You made it seem as if he commented on my proposal. He didn't comment on my proposal. He commented on a skanky whore troll video.
Conference report. Commented.
Yeah, again, somebody commenting from ignorance. Gee, isn't that great? I'm going to comment on somebody's stuff based on entirely a hearsay video. Gee, that is such integrity. Yo, fuck.
Comment will be found in the thread under During the Morning's breaking news press.
Yeah, well, whatever. Again, you didn't say that in your video. You didn't say the comment. You were commenting on Fred. So again, let it go already, you fucking creep. Jeez, pedophile. Let it go, pedophile.
Saying about your announcement. And your announcement that you have, what did you say? Poked it right up Feynman's tiny little hole.
Yeah, well, that's the joke of it, right? Again, yeah, because Feynman's really, he is kind of guilty because he kept saying to people, oh, don't bother thinking about a model, don't bother thinking about how it works, quantum mechanics is impossible to understand, blah, blah, just do the math, just do the math. He kept saying that shit, okay, even though he had the gravity thing right in his frickin' hands, and he threw it away for a dumb reason. He threw it away for the same reason Einstein didn't get the, traveling on a light beam thing. Because they kept looking out the window instead of looking at their own car. What's happening to my car if I'm going the speed of light? Maybe they should have thought that way instead of thinking about what's going on outside the window. And they made a little tiny mistake. And like I said, Feynman had it. I played the clip. He had it right in his hand. He had the answer to gravity right in his hand, and he threw it out for a stupid reason. So yeah, I mean, you got to say, well, touche, Feynman. You're a little bit of a closed mind, and Feynman was just a bit of an arrogant. Even his best friend said that. Okay, that professor from Stanford guy even said he was an arrogant asshole. Okay, and that was a sort of evidence of his arrogance, because he was basically saying to everybody, if I can't think of it, if I can't figure out how it works, you can't. That's what Feynman was saying. So that's why I mentioned his name, because he was a bit of an asshole to keep going around telling everybody, close your mind, don't think too much, just do what I say, do the math. Play with the little Feynman diagrams.
About 50 or 100 years worth of quantum physicists and all of their doings, because you think that everything in the universe is made up of photons travelling in circles. And when I attempted to deduce from what During the Morning had said that you were saying, and bearing in mind that During the Morning speaks English as a second language. Yeah,
well, it doesn't matter what language he's speaking in. You could get the message loud and clear that you was making a troll video, and yeah, you decided I'm not going to have any integrity, and I'm just going to jump on. Okay, so yeah, I could find troll videos about anything, and if I don't have the fucking integrity to sit there, at least go to the source and see what the guy's saying, well, that's bad on you, buddy. Moving on.
With an hypothesis which suggests that quantum physics actually reflects biochemistry, which is in itself...
Oh, I mean, it's just such a stupid dodge, okay? Obviously, I'm not saying quantum mechanics reflects biochemistry. It's obviously, I'm saying the other way around. I'm saying that, yes, these elements exist in the fundament. They go backwards the other way. It is biology that is duplicating the physics. Okay, that there are going to be redundancies. The circles are probably going to be important features throughout all of the mechanical systems because they have a certain nature that nothing else can duplicate. Yeah, duh. Basic pieces of geometry, a cube and a circle, might be important concepts throughout all of physics, biology, chemistry, all the sciences would find these elements of geometry to be fundamentally important, and that there would be duplicate structures. And obviously I'm not making the claim that the fucking physics is copying the biology, jackass. I'm saying that biology is a reflection of the fundamental physics. Just like our ability to be attracted and repulsed in our desire mechanism is fundamentally a reflection of the pressure system that creates gravity. Jackass.
A function of life. And Gary at inmendham is the same bloke who invented ephilism, life backwardism, the idea that...
Oh, fuck. This is not the subject, right? No, it is not the subject. Fuck. I mean, what's you know... I'll say it again. 25% savings in your fuel burn by putting a 40-watt solar panel on your roofie. Yeah, alternators are eating all your electricity, and so if but don't disconnect, don't put a few 9-volt batteries to run your sparky plugs on your car to save a zillion gallons of gas, though. Go to the trouble to have a custom-made panel put on your car and then drive around in it. Like, that makes any goddamn fucking sense anyway. Why don't you just plug it in when it's parked?
A deflection in the direction of the flow of the air passing the wing, the aerofoil. And
oh, whatever. He goes on to the whole thing about helicopters and everything else. If you look at my video, I used one tiny point. I just said, look, see, there's a pressure difference. That's what's creating gravity, a pressure difference, like a wing. That's the limited reference I made, and this fucknut is going to go on and on and on and on. And again, no matter what the actual, whether it's turbulence, whether it's, obviously there's eddies underneath the wing created by the foil down. It creates an eddy this way, where the other eddy is outside the dimension of the wing. So, there are kind of those elements, but those elements are like this physics thing again. And the bottom line is, guess what? If I'm right, it's the only thing moving the plane up is its photons. The photons are the ones that are actually moving the plane. So you're wrong anyway. My theory trumps yours anyway, because in the end you're gonna have to move the goddamn photons to get the plane to go somewhere.
According to the argument which has been won by the mass flow, velocity, action, reaction side of the argument, all of the perceived, quote, lift, which is generated by a wing or an aerofoil, is actually due to the mass, velocity, displacement, action, reaction of the air which has been knocked out of its stasis by the wing.
Okay. So the air is knocked out of its stasis, action, reaction, displacement thingy. And it sounds like it's probably creating a pressure gradient. But anyway, who cares? This guy is so fucking nutty.
Rich, supported by God knows what. I mean, who pays your bills, Gary? Is it the CIA? Do they maintain you in the lap of luxurious poverty so that you can attract potentially dangerous half-wits?
You see, whatever, I mean, this is on the subject. So, this is how serious he takes it. That, the channel's called Draft Science, and this is what's called the response video. This personal attack. You suck, asshole. Pedophile. Pedophile. You suck. Alright, let's play some of this shit. I mean, it's all the same assholes. Oh, even Laura Lila, lying cunt also, probably. What the fuck is Gary about? Matter and energy is all we have in the universe. Is Gary saying it's all made of souls? Or what's the dumb shit? So again, I mean, really, it's just so much trouble to, print the 9 bullet points. Too much trouble. Alright, the bean dip guy, another troll. Well, James, now that we've lost your lost your beard, may it rest in peace. I'm not sure if we have anything in the universe. It's all illusion, bad dream, well, whatever. Lost his beard. You know, this is probably not Santa Claus anymore. Laura Layla, let's see what kind of shit she says. It's never a wise move to assume tongue-in-cheek and interpretatable, what? Tongue-in-cheek is interpretatable as such. To assume that tongue-in-cheek is interpretatable and such. That's what someone says about someone else's words has any accuracy at all, or that people will be able to take humorously something they take very seriously. Well, yeah, obviously you got to be careful where you tell your jokes. I mean, if you're going to make jokes about the Holocaust or something, yeah, you better be a little bit careful. You're going to make jokes about how ugly somebody's kids are, yeah, maybe you ought to be a little careful. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's probably true. And you certainly, if it's on a subject of where you're going to, you know, challenge something somebody's saying, that maybe you ought to go to the person directly and directly challenge what they said, not what somebody said they said. That's quite aside from what I may or may not think of the theories in question. Theories? I don't know. That's one theory, basically, but it's, you know, it does have a lot of implications. On another note, you can now ban users from your channel, which is the same as blocking used to be, but there's no point in saying more because you won't be able to see it since the media you choose to use doesn't make that possible. So anyway, more on this. I mean, it really... Okay. All not on subject. In fact, they do award Nobel Prizes for poetry, so your sure and certain knowledge is 100% wrong. The Nobel Prize is awarded to people who have been nominated for their commitment and vision. Nobel poets, including blah 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 blah. Okay, who cares? Yeah, I would imagine literature includes poetry, but whatever. Yuck. We all have our theories of reality. I believe that nothing is solid and everything is energy that is held together by consciousness. Wow. Yeah, the point is, if you're going to opine as if your opinion is somehow qualified, or that it can be made logically coherent to the observed evidence. I'm saying the observed evidence, you know, the relationship created in gravity by distance, you know, I mean, that there's the inverse square law, the different things that, yes, my theory fits with those results, where your consciousness theory sounds like a pile of crap and isn't consistent with any observed results. So anyway, fat face. In 1980, when I was an air cadet, they were still teaching Bernoulli's principle, though the actual pattern of lift across the ring, yeah, you know what I mean, it's yeah, well, anyway, you idiots, right? I propose a theory about atomic structure, and you jackasses are going to argue aerodynamics. I mean, it's just amazing. Recognize that most of the lift was created on the upper side leading edge, and the rest of the wing design was basically to ensure the strength of the wing at the leading edge. Well, that doesn't sound quite right, because I don't know how the little thin following edge would somehow add stability or strength to the leading edge, but whatever. Of course, it might have changed since then. I think those little flappy things pointing down, I think that has to do with the lift. You see, the things point down, which means they create vortexes underneath the wing, which is more mass. You see, so there's more mass underneath the wing. That means there's probably going to be more pressure because there's more mass. Oh, these people are impossible. Of course, it might have changed since, but I know 10 years ago, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so not on the subject at all. Spin in quantum mechanics means something completely different to spin angular momentum in classical mechanics. Says you, Ida Mida Dot. You know what I'm saying? They are describing it. Yes, spin is the label they gave it, but they gave it that label for a reason, okay? Just as they gave the wave function that label for a reason, because it mimics some element of. But the truth is, yes, there is no wave in the particle, and the wave that's created, the probabilistic outcome that has a wave function, yes, there is no wave. Okay, that's just a reflection, okay, of the wave-like particle, the wave-like shape of the movement of electrons and the photons' interaction with those moving electrons. And know why the electrons are moving? It's because they're full of photons moving the speed of light. WarblesOnALot. Ronald, another trolling asshole. Gary thinks that all matter is made up of photons. This is a fallacy because you cannot equate matter to electrical charge. I mean, just amazing. You cannot equate matter to electrical charge. So photons, this guy thinks a photon is electrical charge. No, it's energy. This is what energy is. The E in fucking Einstein's fucking equation is fucking photons, retards. Shit. It's impossible for matter to conduct a single amount of electrical spark. Yeah, and I'm not saying photons are conducting electrical spark. It's impossible for matter to conduct a single amount of electrical spark. I don't even know what that means. For matter to conduct? His idea of, I mean, quite obviously there's conductors. Quite obviously electrons move through matter. So I don't know what this crap is. His idea of trying to change the way we think of physics is completely laughable. Yes, but you're not going to provide a counter argument, and, you know, is there some place I can, you know, I mean, you should have to eat the biggest monstrous crow there is when this is all over. So, I mean, will you eat the crow I make, the crow I'm going to make out of my own shit? I'm going to shape my own fucking shit in the shape of a crow, and I'm going to humiliate you, have the whole world humiliate you into eating it, you fucking prick. Oh, a cunt is what you are. This revolution is nothing new, says you. It's actually been exposed and debunked. Where? Where has that happened? Logic. I mean, you could put the link, you could say something. No, instead you just say it like the troll that you are. The gutless, ballless faggot that you are. Whoops, excuse my French. Logically. Sad to say that Gary is on the verge of his own breakthrough. Psychosis. Yeah, well, you're just, you know, what a brilliant counter-argument. Boy, you sure unraveled the theory there. Bernoulli's vision is a major key to aerodynamics and such. Who cares? They're still going to argue the aerodynamics. So again, what's the point? You're just saying, what's the point? I mean, these idiots can never stay on the subject. The calculations of the fusion rates of early universe predict that after nuclear synthesis is complete, the atomic matter in the universe should consist of 75% hydrogen by mass, with 25% helium and only traces of other elements. This is in agreement with the observed chemical composition of the atmospheres of the old and most known stars. This is Bin Don guy, a lunatic, who's going to post more than one comment, which makes him totally trolly. Some of this, whatever, I've seen this asshole before. Number one, I really thought it was blocked comments is only visible to the person who wrote the comment. 2, that's pretty badass, flying your own homemade propellers. 3, 100% correctamundo about the great Gardini. Watch him pull a rabbit out of his ass. Well, it doesn't matter where I'm pulling it out of. The fact is I'm actually pulling one. Okay? And it's a lot more than you fuckers are doing. And, you know, you're not making a counter argument. So anyway, so this guy just going to keep arguing things that aren't my statements anyway. They are pretty confident of the first 3 minutes of the universe. I mean, down to the Planck length. Yeah, I don't know how they could be that confident when you know, you can't even be sure exactly what's creating redshift. There are key concepts. During the first 4 seconds of the universe, matter formed by pair production. Matter formed? You know, that's a little tricky. You know, that's a little tricky. What is the definition of matter? And what, you know, is a cosmic ray matter? After 2 minutes, deuterium formed in the fusion of photons and neurons. After 3 minutes, helium formed by the fusion of deuterium, photons, and neutrons. We'll get to the carbon part because all the big elements were created by carbon. So carbon was a key ingredient to their creation. 3. After 3 minutes, helium formed in fusion, deuterium, photons, and neutrons. All we know about the universe outside the solar system comes from gathering photons after recombination, 300,000 years. That's true. The rest is indirect deduction. Yes, based on little bits of information. And I'm just saying, if you want to have a telescope that's got a clearer lens, if you want to see what's really happening, well then you have to get the facts right. And I'm just saying, if you think space is bent, you got a fact wrong. You might as well have a dent in your telescope. Because it's the matter that changes with acceleration and momentum. So anyway, just a greasy, slimy piece of shit video. But what do you expect from a pedophile? Pedophile. He does look like more like a Joshua or something. Looks like some kind of, biblical stupid fuck. Anyway. People just suck. These are just suck video responses. These are suck comments. People suck. Yeah. Ridiculous. So anyway, at least we got it all on record, right? So, like I said, later on I can do my ha 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 ha. Oh, Antacondabot made another video without me responding to his last stupid video. The desire mechanism. Sounds like something I would say. But yeah, I'm going to have to respond to his other video, because that one's just crack shit insane. Humanity on trial. And he basically gives humanity a walk. Go ahead, have Holocaust. It's in your nature. Go ahead. Yeah, genocide each other. You're just being you. It's just humans being human. Nobody should judge that. Nobody should judge mass murder as a solution and all kinds of... No reason to pass any judgment and question whether it was the best policy. What's in the best interest of the little beasties? Oh, fuck that. Just leave it up to nature. Nature knows best. Mother Nature. That's his God. His God is Mother Nature. Yeah. I wonder if he eats margarine. Fuck. God, I just hate this. Hate this place. Yeah. I just hate this place. I want to go to Calgon. Calgon. Yeah, that's at some star far, far away. I want to go to Calgon. Take me away. This hellhole. There's some place where people have rational conversations based on well-formed, sensible premises. Yeah, till next time.